What's up, most excellent friends?
It's Krissy and Nathan from the Most Excellent 80s Movies.
It's the podcast where a filmmaker and a comedian
adventure their way through the 80s movies we think we love,
or might have missed.
Join us this season for a delightful discussion of some 80s gems.
We're doing The Dark Crystal and Purple Rain,
A James Bond Summer,
Superman 2, Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Police Academy,
and a bunch more 80s classics you love.
Scroll the back catalog for bangers like Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
The Goonies, Conan the Barbarian, The Breakfast Club, and more.
Plus, don't miss our ratings and deep cut recommendations.
And members get some extra fun chit-chat with the hosts after the show.
Download the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast today at True Story FM.
Or find it wherever the finest podcasts are stored.
And do remember to keep the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast motto in mind.
Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes!
Hey everybody, this is Ryan from the New World Pictures podcast, where we're on a mission to watch every movie ever made by New World Pictures. With me as always is Mark.
Every movie?
Every movie!
Every movie? From the Roger Corman cult classics like Battle Beyond the Stars, and the super weird stuff you never even heard of like Eat and Run.
Makes your tongue want to say, hey, it's nice in here.
Yes, Mark, every movie. And Erica.
Every movie?
Yes, Erica, every movie.
Every movie. So we're still talking about Night Zoo.
I've seen it.
And all the bonus stuff too. We're talking things we loved, things we hated, favorite scenes, inside jokes. And I know we're not at final questions, but are we still talking about Ryan's research?
I know I am. So check out our website, newworldpicturespodcast.com, or subscribe to the New World Pictures podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Follow us on the socials, and we'll see you next time at the New World Pictures podcast, proud to be a part of Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast. Want to skip those ads and get early access? Become a member at truestory.fm/join and discover all the other great perks that come with it. And welcome to the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast. It's the podcast where a filmmaker and a comedian sing their way through the 80s movies we think we love or might have missed with these our grown-up eyes to see how they hold up. And today we're talking about Purple Rain, a movie selection from 1984, about which Letterboxd says, before he created the music, he lived every bit of it. A victim of his own anger, the kid is a Minneapolis magician? That's the alternative reality. The kid is a Minneapolis musician on the rise with his band, The Revolution, escaping a tumultuous home life through music. While trying to avoid making the same mistakes as his truculent father, the kid navigates the club scene and a rocky relationship with a captivating singer, Apollonia. But another musician, not a magician, another musician, Morris, looks to steal the kid's spotlight and his girl.
Before he created the music, he lived every bit of it. Purple Rain.
I'm Krissy Lenz, one of the directors at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona.
And I'm Nathan Blackwell, an independent filmmaker with Squishy Studios.
And today we have not one, but two of our favorite returning guests. We have the always majestic, the always wonderful podcaster, writer, creator extraordinaire, Mr. Kyle Olson.
Dearly beloved, we gather here today to get through this podcast most excellent.
Ooh, that was good. I like that. Yeah. Keep that fact.
I got it showed Pete first. Pete, I'm sorry.
Damn it. And of course, that other voice you just heard is the also a wonderful podcaster, a podcast producer, a purveyor of podcasts.
He likes
our
impresario.
pod boss,
The
our
truculent.
beloved improv impresario, Pete Wright.
Hundalicilia, y'all. Hundalicilia.
I don't know what that
very,
is.
very grateful. It's another Prince reference, but Kyle stole the first one, so that was what hit me.
Yeah.
I'm very glad to be here. It's about time we brought Prince to the table.
That's true.
Well, the reason is because I have never seen this movie in my entire life. I know from Prince, but I wouldn't say like everyone I know who I would say is a fan of Prince is such a super fan of Prince that they go to any lengths to show how much they're a fan of Prince. And so I'm just like, hi, I like Prince. I think I know.
You don't even know.
I don't. Turns out I don't even know. So, Nathan, I'm curious. Have you seen this before?
No, I am 100% in the same boat that Krissy is in, which is I've never seen this movie. I always liked Prince. Hey guys, I like Prince. They told me I don't even know.
Yeah.
No, we're on the we're on the same. I remember this movie is special to me, however, because I remember my mom getting a babysitter and actually going with a friend, and I didn't know she had a friend.
Moms can't have friends.
Yeah, exactly. And she went to go see this movie, just the girls, and I was like, "Wait, mom is a person?"
Yeah.
And
yeah, so
you discover that. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. I was like 7 or 8, and it's like, oh, okay, that's an adult movie. Okay, interesting. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where Purple Rain lives in my life.
Lives in infamy as a mom movie.
As a mom movie.
Wow. I can't believe the moms are already taking so much slack right now.
They were both hippie moms, so.
Yeah.
And I have no recollection of my mother ever going out to a movie.
Yeah, so that's why it was so weird for me.
Yeah.
This was the first
Moms
time.
can't be people. They can't go places and do stuff. But we have two super fans with us here today who I think both told me if you ever do Purple Rain, let me know. So tell us a little bit about your history with the movie. We'll start with Kyle, since we did the first time.
For me, actually, the movie part is actually pretty recent as well. Like I was aware of it, and I, of course, as a Gen Xer, I watched hundreds of hours of MTV, and so the music videos for pretty much half the soundtrack were all over the place. But I had never actually sat down and watched the movie until Pete and I decided to go on a little adventure together. And I was like, hey, I probably should see the movie before we go see the musical, because we are those fans. We actually put ourselves together and we went to the world premiere of the Purple Rain, the musical in Minnesota.
We did that.
Wow.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
A fan blowout, if you will.
Yeah, so
my God, I just realized.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, which is, so for our bonus content today, we're going to talk about when we have had superfan blowouts where you just throw everything to the wind and follow your dreams, to follow your favorite artist, to go see something or go do something that's completely ridiculous, but absolutely justifiable based on how much you love that artist or thing. So if you want to get that spicy content, become a member at truestory.fm. Just click the little join button and you too can hear all of our brilliant stories. But I suspect we're going to get a little sneak peek of Pete's when he tells us about how you found the movie.
Well, I found the movie early, and I remember watching it with my dear friends and also lunatic Prince fans John Bridgman and Dogan, now DC Barnes, and we sat in and we watched the movie. We watched it over and over again. We all owned it on VHS and then eventually DVD. And I'm sure Bridgman probably had a laser disc in there somewhere. It was just part of it, a part of our kind of core fabric of our fandom. And the same can be said for the other movies in Prince's catalog, right? So Under the Cherry Moon, and of course the sequel to Purple Rain, Graffiti Bridge. So I highly recommend not talking about Graffiti Bridge on a podcast. So I was also a fan first of the music and of Prince as a performer and as a talent, a singular talent. And I think it will come clear that I'm also a realist when it comes to what the movie is. and I'm still a fan.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a big weight off my mind.
Yeah, it should be. It should be.
Because I am like at a loss for how to talk about this movie. Normally I describe the plot and we take little journeys and tangents here and there. But the plot is so
ephemeral.
Scattershot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ephemeral.
It's of the ether. So I think we'll go bit by bit and just talk through it, and see how it goes. I found it strange. Of course, I've seen Prince in music videos and things like that, but I've never seen Prince like walk around in like his normal
sit on a couch.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I only see him on stage and riding motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
And so like climbing up, like hiking or like running and walking and stopping people from fighting and things like that was new for me.
Can you imagine that you're in Minneapolis in 1984 and you're off on a walk in the woods and you come around the corner and you see Prince in full regalia? Like, what? How do you even process that? Like,
get onto his purple motorcycle.
Yeah. Like, this is not where you should be. You're in the wrong environment. What happened?
Little boy, do you need help? Like, it's also really hard to tell how old Prince is. Like, I was shocked to hear that he was, or to discover that he was 26 when he made this movie.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
He's timeless. He's without age. He's always looked that way, and he always will in our hearts. It was so weird, and it's like this might be a weird hot take, but it was super odd for me to see Prince being a sexual being. I get that he's all about sex, and like the music's all sexy, and he's just sex from head to toe. But to see him actually in his human form kissing a woman I was like, should I be watching this? I feel
it's unsettling.
This is
unsettled.
This is not an in the living room movie. This is not.
Oh, but it was.
Oh, but it was.
I watched it in the living room.
Yeah,
Rocket walked in several times and was like, "What are you doing, Mom?" And then he was like, "Mom, how big is Prince?" And we looked it up. And
he's a giant.
He's 5'2" in shoes.
Yeah.
So this is not a criticism at all.
No.
But this movie is like bursting with cleavage.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when they burst.
Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I was like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
No. Like I so we talk about expectations. Like I was expecting a little more of a fluff kind of movie in terms of not having much like interesting, realistic, emotional stakes, and it turns out to be little more adult than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Both in terms of
that's the sort of the weird line this walks, is that it's not Prince the movie,
right?
Like Prince is not playing; he is playing a fictionalized version of himself with some similarities to his actual origin, including the place where it takes place. But this is not. He's playing the kid, which is a different person, and the kid is kind of a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
He treats people badly.
Is a total jerk.
He treats his band badly. He treats everybody badly. But of course, you find out that he's also being treated badly, and now it's about the cycle of abuse. I mean, that's built into it too. But
it's a real pay it forward vibe.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, that sort of threw me too. I was like, oh right, this isn't like Prince going, "This is my story." Like, here it is. It's like, oh no, I'm doing a fictionalized version. Actually, I was watching it. I was like, oh, this is 8 Mile.
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay. I was like, I mean, I know which came first, but like, I was like, oh, I see the exact structure. It's the same structure.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's where they got it from. All right, cool.
It reminded me of Saturday Night Fever, where you had someone with a dream, and then the reality of their life was very unglamorous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they had that theatrical thing they put on,
right?
That sort of
like they want to be fabulous.
Yeah,
they want to be something special and fancy.
It is tricky though. I think the movie is sort of it struggles because of it is so adjacent to reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Prince is playing the kid and he's portraying a troubled relationship with his father. Oh, right. He had a troubled relationship with his father and he was abusive and they divorced and it was horrible. And for crying out loud, he didn't even fictionalize the locations, right? Like First Ave was the Fablemans, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. That's absolutely
it's Fablemans. Yeah. It is so tricky not to see this as Prince's story, but there really are some some places where fiction inserts itself, and I don't know that you have to care about that at all because it's so close.
I'm hoping
it's sort of supplanted truth.
I'm hoping the part that wasn't fictionalized is that he always carries a puppet with him.
And is really good at ventriloquy.
Oh, so good, you guys. Maybe his real hidden talent.
Is there anything he can't do?
God,
I don't think so because
and ventriloquy.
Yeah,
ventriloquy.
Yeah, it was strange to me because I lived in the Twin Cities for about 10 years, so from about 2000 to 2010, and seeing it in 1984 was so fascinating to me because I was like, I've walked those streets, I've driven down that area, and even the fact that I didn't realize the fact that the major locale that everyone wants is First Avenue. I was like, I've been to First Avenue like a dozen times. I had no idea that it had this storied history. Like I'm there to see They Might Be Giants. I did not know that like this is the house that Prince built. It was
and kind of in the time.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, all that stuff was happening right there. I was like, oh, it was almost like a little, time capsule that I got to go back and see. And then just that much. Then we were there. Then we're on Hennepin, and we're like seeing this now being reenacted again on stage. It was a fun, surreal time of like traveling through time
with Prince as the soundtrack.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't ask for a better accompaniment.
And you can't really underscore enough just how important this movie was in 1984. Like it was big. Yeah. It was really, really big on a very small budget. Yeah. And even though it's just a whisper of a story of a movie, this thing really resonated with people. And I don't know. I guess I was one of them. It's interesting, I think, that it was 8 Mile that unseated Purple Rain in many of the records that Purple Rain set. So it's an auspicious mention, but that 8 Mile sort of just bested and deeply bested Purple Rain in almost every creative angle too.
Well, I mean, but they did not have, the one thing I think that 8 Mile was missing was they did not have Morris Day in the time. There was
Yeah,
no
right.
equivalent
Of
of
course
that
not.
at all.
Right.
No,
And that's
I
just a
can't
miss because
remember
they
if
could have had
anyone.
him.
Yeah. He could have just popped in, thrown a woman into a dumpster,
asked what time it was.
Yeah.
Right.
which was the custom of the time.
That was one of the
Right, so-
parts that Rocket walked in on, and he was like, "Mom, did you just throw a woman in the dumpster?" And I was like, "Yes, they did, honey."
It was
And
the
he said,
80s. It was a rougher time.
Yeah.
Go back to bed, kid.
Yeah.
Go back to bed, Gen Z.
So I don't know. What do you want to? How do you want to diagnose this movie?
Yeah.
I don't know. So
let's first say we all loved the music, right? I mean, that's
of course, of course. Good. And it starts with music. You start with "Let's Go Crazy."
Yes, exactly. Like from the start, already like a number one top 10 all timer to open the movie. So already like you're on board. So if it had been a concert film, I think it probably would have been a better movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
is evidenced by Sign of the Times, the concert film that inserted a little dash of story. That's a terrific, terrific movie. One of the greats. This is, they tried too hard, but I think it's really important to think about the music of this movie because so much of it, you talk about like the Minneapolis impact on this movie. So many of the songs, some of them, one of them, I think it was Computer Blue, was actually recorded in concert at First Ave live and just inserted into the movie. The rest of the songs that were in concert were recorded in First Ave for the movie and used in the movie. And only, I think, 2 songs were used sort of non-diegetically, right? Like they were used as like montage songs. But the rest of the music was performed. And to imagine 1984, this movie comes out and you're living in Minneapolis and you go see this movie. And this is a film that takes place in your stomping ground. And you very likely had seen that performance of that song, even if it wasn't the specific one. He did it all the time at First Ave. Like that was a regular gig. That is kind of a monumental life imitates art, imitates life kind of moment. And so it certainly explains why there is such a direct impact on the city of Minneapolis. And I'll just say as an aside, he was playing one of his concerts in Paisley Park, and the neighbors called. It was too late. They needed him to shut down because of the noise ordinance. And the next day, the mayor passed a law that said the only person who can play music after the noise ordinance is Prince. Prince will never be shut up in the town of Chanhassen, Massachusetts, or Chanhassen, Minnesota. So that's the kind of impact that he has. How they ended up making a legitimately crappy movie out of that is stunning to me. But that's where we were.
Well, and I don't think it's a crappy movie. I think it is certainly a spectacle. It's something to watch. Like I legitimately, like, other than Prince becomes famous, I didn't know what was going to happen next. I was like,
that's awesome.
Agreed.
What is going to happen? Like, and I one of my biggest beefs with the movie Beaches was that you see Bette Midler sing songs from beginning to end, and I was like, okay, we don't need to see Bette Midler sing songs from beginning to end. But I did not have that complaint with the Prince movies. I was like, you know what would be great? Another song from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Let's just.
So can we get back on stage? That would be great. If we could get back on stage, like that would.
I found that the thing that was really interesting about this movie, having seen movies where they we've got to do another song, or how many songs do we have in this movie? Like 5, 6, something like that. It felt like every song came out of a dramatic moment of the character. Like, we're going to, it's not that they're just on stage and they're performing. There's always, the characters are performing the song, so maybe, so Morris and the Time, they're trying to keep their spot, so they got to perform, and they're going big. And then in response, the revolution, or because he's angry, he's doing this. So it felt like every single performance that they have had a context and a meaning to exist in the story.
Yeah.
It always felt like it was coming from the character, and there was some sort of thing going on behind it.
I think the only one that sort of undercuts your theory is the bird. So,
right.
Yeah.
It's the only things where I'm like, what is this doing in this movie?
Yeah. That song was a little crazy.
Yeah.
But it was fun. And I loved every time they showed I loved how much in sync dancing, how much synchronicity there was in the dancing of everybody. That was just, even the people in the audience are like, step together, step left, step together, step right. They're like, we're all doing this. And then bob your head down and then bob your head up. They're like, we all know the moves. We're doing it. And I could just imagine someone being there being like, what? Oh, I didn't. Nobody told me. There's the guys up in the catwalk doing the dancing and like.
Is that the most exhilarating right there though? When they start doing that shuffle, I'm like, come on. God. I want to be there.
The best.
The best.
It's like that's like the tradition of like from the Temptations and the Four Tops and like all that to this. And this is where it ends. Like this is like after this, then it all goes away. And it doesn't come back again until the boy bands. But it was
the 90s happened and Kurt Cobain's like, I'm just going to stand in one place.
Yeah. Right. And then, when they get like every single person is in sync, I was like, oh, I did not know this was going to happen. It makes it so much more exciting.
And I can just imagine all the rehearsals because he has such a contentious relationship with his band, especially the women in his band, that some portion of their rehearsal is him going, no, damn it. Step together, step right. And then being like, it's too hard, the kid. When can we do our dances? Never. There was a little bit of something that I felt was out of place in this movie, which was the shtick between Morris and his butler ?
Jerome, his man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where they're doing a vaudevillian shtick about what the password is, and the password is what? And they're like, wait, so what is the password? What? Exactly. Yeah, you got it. And it's like, who's on first? Rocket walked in at that part too, and he was like, is this who's on first now? What's happening, Mom?
Yes.
I was like, don't worry about it, son.
It's the 80s. Get out of here. Mom wants it for me.
I think there's a certain charm to Morris Day and to Jerome Benton. First of all, I mean, Morris Day's on-stage charisma is legendary. Like the guy just oozes it. And anytime you see him interviewed, he's so ebullient. Like he just is over the top everywhere. He's got this character so nailed down. And that's why I think a lot of the stuff that we see of Morris and Jerome in the movie, it feels really natural. Like what you're seeing in the movie is what you would see on stage. And that's why it's a challenge to watch some of the other characters in this movie, the performers in this movie, who don't have that same sort of screen presence, right? That don't carry as much. I mean, they're the real people. You talk about the Revolution, and you've got Bobby Z and Brown Mark and Matt Fink and these guys,
Lisa,
and Wendy and Lisa, of course, that are incredible composers and performers, and they don't necessarily have the same screen presence. And I'll say Prince, who exudes like sexuality, but not a terrific actor. So I think you look at Jerome and Morris Day, and you have to celebrate those guys as like the high point of the vibe of this movie. And I think they're just enormously fun to watch.
But it does seem like they came in from their own movie.
Yes.
It's like they somewhere out there in an alternate timeline there is a Morris Day and the Times Big Adventure, like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And this is just them coming in to do their little bit and then going back out again. So that exists somewhere in the multiverse. But yeah,
it's like the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. And so they are cartoonish because that's the personas that they had, which for the realism that is in this movie, it does kind of tonally doesn't match. But then you have those scenes where like it's just a couple of guys talking about the business of running First Avenue. I was like, what is this doing in this movie?
Yeah.
Yep. But they, like, I think Morris had a lot of the responsibility on his shoulders of delivering to us exposition. Like, okay, we want the kid out, so we're going to put together a girl group and they're going to take the stage and they're going to kick Prince in the Revolution, or the kid in the Revolution, out. And that's the plan. Everybody on board? Okay. Here we go. So he does put together his girl group with Apollonia, who everyone sees her and just goes, "She will be mine. Oh yes, she will be mine." Morris sees her and is like, I'm going to make you love me," is what he says to her. And Prince sees her and stands creepily behind her for a long time. And then disappears
like a purple ghost.
Like a purple ghost. Purple ghost.
Yeah, it's not one of the all-time great love stories. even of the
No.
80s.
Yeah. I was so shocked, like, because you see a scene beforehand of the dad and the mom fighting, and the dad hits the mom, and it's like, oh, that's very shocking, and it's like, you know, gritty and real, and it's in this fun music movie, and so that was a little shocking. But then when he hits Apollonia, I was like, okay, I'm sure everyone else saw that this was going there, but I was shocked. I was like, Prince, stop it.
Yeah.
The cycle.
And that was cut. I mean, I love your thoughts on how that was cut together, because every time I watch it, it feels like that it was cut together faster, to the point where it's like the dad hits the mom and it's like the same swing. We cut back to this, to Prince and Apollonia, and Prince hitting Apollonia. And I find it super disconcerting from both the emotional beat and the filmmaking beat. I am jarred moving back and forth between these two sequences, and it doesn't work for me. I get what it's trying to communicate, but the cutting during the beat 'em up montage is kind of terrible.
Yeah, but I thought that montage was so fun. It's like, yeah, just get on your bike and your high heels and ride your troubles away. Ride your troubles away, and just we'll see the troubles flashing before us, and we'll realize the connection you're trying to make. And it's like, man, you know what else we don't do anymore? Montages like that.
Yeah.
Road trip montages, right? Just like, I need to clear my head and drive montages. Where did those go?
We need more of that in today's cinema. And
they do have genuine chemistry together, but like, I did not want them together by the end of the movie. I was Apollonia, get away from this guy.
Yeah.
You know,
red flags.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Apollonia.
Purple flags.
I understand that he needed a love interest, but Apollonia just came out. She kind of sucked. You know, when we first met her, she just wanted to be famous, and she's willing to do anything to do it. We had no connection if she loved the music or not, you know.
And her mysterious past in New York.
So can we jump back into the land of the real for a second, because I think this is really fascinating and a little bit bitter, and I just want to know if you think it is. So this whole conceit of Purple Rain, the album and the movie, were developed as one giant project, right? Like the music was written as part of the movie, which was written to showcase the music, and it just is a big snake eating its tail. That includes the bands in here. So Apollonia 6, ironically only 3 women, was the band that it was, as like everything in Prince's orbit, it was put together by Prince kind of for the movie, although Sex Shooter was a bit of a hit, which was used in the movie, but it was actually a released song. But here's the thing. Apollonia 6 was the successor to another Prince girl band from a year before called Vanity 6, which was also 3 women. And
I was going to say, how many people were in Vanity 6?
Right.
They released an album in 92 or in 82. They had a big hit with Nasty Girl. That was a big deal. And Vanity was originally cast in the role that became Apollonia in Purple Rain. Like, she was supposed to be the female lead, and she left over money. She left over a financial dispute. She wanted more of a substantial deal with Prince than he was offering, and Apollonia was brought in as her replacement. So they manufactured a girl group for Apollonia that looked and sounded exactly like Vanity 6, which actually had more promise. And it got snuffed out.
I can see Prince just being like, okay, I'm hearing you say no. That is unacceptable to me. I will recreate all of the circumstances. I will keep going until someone says yes and does it exactly the way I want it to be.
Yeah, because Prince is the ultimate red pill. Like, you think you can't be replaced? You can be replaced. These two can be replaced. The entire room we're in, I'll burn it down and replace it. Like, the world can be replaced if you believe.
Yeah.
Hard enough.
Yeah. Pete and I are both Prince fans, but the man was not a saint. And he left a lot of scars behind him and burned a lot of bridges, and then got to that point, like, where if you listen to like the Kevin Smith story about working with Prince, that he got to this point where he was in Prince world and he was making incredible music and living in a complete delusion that he could do sort of whatever he wanted whenever he wanted, and everyone had to like orbit that or get out. So, and you can see some of it starting here, where like literally on film at 26, saying like, "No, I am the most important person in this band. I am this band. You're just the people I have to play the music that I have written. You're the puppets."
Yeah.
Which
is so interesting
because that I carry around with me and ventriloquize.
That's right.
Yeah. It's Prince is very Lovecraftian, right? You have to imagine Prince as having tentacles into the Prince unified universe. And the movie actually dials it back. When you step back onto the production of the movie, he created every group, everything that was touched, that was released in public. It was all him. Every single thing that you see in the movie and around it was an extension of his creative universe. And that's extraordinary. But the movie plays him as a petulant, like, little ass, and not the actual architect of the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's what I was waiting for, was some, and I think they tried to do it with the moment the music is scattering all when he's tearing his room apart, and the music is scattering all around him. I think that was their moment to be like, oh, he's beautiful minding. He's seeing the music, like it's coming through. He must speak the music. It's the language of his soul. And then Purple Rain is this big hit. And then what happens after that is he walks by Apollonia to go back to the stage because they're like yelling for him, and she kisses him on the cheek, and he just breezes by.
Yeah.
He just breezes by, and he's like,
no, I found my muse. I don't need you anymore.
Yeah. My muse is me.
Yeah, right. It's just sort of self-propelling. I don't need much. Yeah.
It is interesting, though, that if he really was orchestrating everything, it's interesting to see how he is playing a character who is allowed to look bad.
That's a really interesting observation. Yeah.
To show that he is repeating a cycle of abuse and he's fighting against it. To show that he is rejecting his bandmates for making stupid music that he doesn't want to play, but then does eventually play it. That he's definitely in the wrong in that in those moments, and he allows himself to be that character.
That's a great observation, and I think that's really true, and something that you don't get from modern Hollywood stories, right?
Right. Or like often, vanity projects.
Yeah, especially I was thinking that too, especially vanity projects where like they always want to do is like, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm the hero.
Right. I'm
Which
just
is very
really looking
Prince if you
forward
think
to
of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Michael Jackson movie, I think, is going to be worth talking about.
Yeah.
That's in that regard right there.
Yeah. And if that Madonna movie ever happens that she wants to write and direct and star in.
Right.
Oh boy.
Well, the only Madonna movie I need is Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
That's right.
That to me is the Madonna story as well. But yeah, that's Prince too, to be like, oh, you don't like me? Okay.
I don't like me either.
Yeah, I don't like
but
me
I
either.
do so much. And yet, I am Prince.
Yeah.
Funky.
It makes me think of the Saturday Night Live parodies too, with like Prince and Beyonce, where he just whispers in her ear and she's like, Prince wants to know whatever Prince wants to know. I don't know. It's silly. It's silly.
I, even when I was watching it, though, I was thinking of myself like, okay, if I'm the manager of First Avenue and then Prince comes out and does all this stuff and then does Purple Rain stuff too, like, I'm like, yeah, great. More Stay the Time, have a show. You have a couple of songs. Like, I'm sorry, I got to go with them. Like
in one case, one song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It was like, yeah, I can see people would want to come back to see More Stay the Time over and over again because they're putting on a full extra thing, as opposed to like, will he show up? Won't he show up? Like, I have to sell tickets, man. Like, yeah.
And I love the part where he was like, your music only makes sense to you. And I was like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Sure. Except everybody in the world is like, so everybody who's like a little into Prince is like super into Prince. So you're like, there's a really wide gap between people who are over here on me and Nathan's side. and people who are
I feel
on the
like
other side.
It's not like, oh my God, I relate to Prince's song so much. You are like jumping into his pool and saying, this is an interesting, it is still his, it's not yours. Like you are witnessing Prince and visiting Prince world.
Yeah, as opposed to like another 80s icon, who had another terrible biopic, Bruce Springsteen. Like that's his whole thing was, I'm the everyman. I'm you. I'm working beside you on the on the construction line or whatever too. I'm a regular guy, and Prince is like, I am by no means regular in any way.
Yes,
like,
right.
You have to come to me. I'm never going to come to you.
Right. It's visiting Mars.
Yeah.
You guys, I mean, when you think about this movie, though, you go to Paisley Park, and he was building the studio and his home while he was also turning it into a museum at the same time. Every album that he finished, he dedicated a room to that album and decorated with clippings and outfits and guitars that he used. So this, I mean, it's making me think about this and the things that he touches with making this movie, just how intentional, if you zoom out one more node to see where the movie album fits into the legacy he was actively architecting while he was still alive. I can't think of any other artist who puts that much presence of thought into their legacy while they're still living. And that's what he was doing. All of this represents what he wanted you to see about him at the time.
I love that. But
It's
what
pretty
this movie
cool.
was really missing was a shopping montage. That's what I needed.
Like
I
both
need
of them
to
trying on
know-
heels, like back and forth.
Yes. Where does he get those shirts?
Yep.
How much
They're
do
all
they
custom.
cost?
Yep.
How does he?
Who made that motorcycle? How do they customize it?
Yeah. How does he afford it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that was one thing I didn't get any of either, was like, oh, he's got a hard scrabble life, but he didn't seem to be hurting for money.
Right. Right. You kind of get a sense that every dime he walks away with from the 1 or 2 songs he plays a night, he immediately goes and buys another like beguiling gun.
There's the whole cut storyline where he works at Claire's.
Yeah.
Totally.
I would have loved to see a little bit of that in there. Like, how do we source the look of Prince? But I guess I have to go to Paisley Park to find that out.
Is any of that covered in Graffiti Bridge?
Unfortunately, it is not.
Those holes.
No. I'm so fascinated. So it is a unofficial sequel to Purple Rain, right?
No, it's an official sequel. Like he's playing the kid, and it's later on. It's all the people are talking about and have the events of it, but it is by no means connected to reality in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I mean, if you want to see a more interesting exercise in filmmaking that is also not a great movie, but is an exercise in curiosity that I enjoy even more than this, it is Under the Cherry Moon. And Jerome Benton is back. Jerome actually plays Prince's best friend, and they are in France together on the Riviera, and he plays at a high-end restaurant, and it's all black and white, and it's really, it aspires to this auteur kind of feeling. Prince is still Prince in a movie, and it's not, it doesn't get much better than that, but the rest of the movie I think has some curiosities to it that I like.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
I love it. I also wanted to talk about the part, just one more quick little part I wanted to talk about, which like again goes to Prince's kind of a dick, is that Apollonia gives him this beautiful guitar.
Right.
Yes.
And he's just like, this mine now. I take.
Yeah. Yeah. That little bit of fictionalization I don't quite understand, because that guitar, which we don't really see that much in the movie, it became his icon for the next era of Prince, right? With that was a very important custom made guitar to him, and it's made it was made in a place in Seattle, and they made several of them. There's one left, and it's at Paisley Park, and it's
Isn't
an
that the one
icon.
he played at the Super Bowl?
What?
Isn't that one of the ones in that same same line or whatever that he played at the Super Bowl? Right?
Yeah, it is. He had several different colors made that were all kind of in that space. But it's so interesting that he had the foresight enough to put that guitar in here. But all the other guitar sequences that we get from him, I don't think is he even playing that one at Baby I'm a Star at the end. I don't think he is. He is playing a guitar. I can't remember the name of it, but all the other concert sequences, he's playing his favorite guitar, which is kind of a Woody electric guitar that is still on display. It was his favorite guitar. It was the guitar he played in the classic sort of viral clip of him playing at George Harrison's Kennedy Center honors. I mean, it's just extraordinary, and he throws it into the audience, and I mean, it's just great. But we don't get any more of that guitar in the movie, and I think that is sad. It's small. It's very small. It looks like a normal guitar, but it's not a big guitar. It's like a mini guitar. It's like my first guitar, right? It's so fun.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that I can't begin to guess where the ratings are going to be, but on a scale of 1 poofy white shirt to 10 poofy white shirts, how many poofy white shirts do you give the movie Purple Rain? And we'll start with you, Pete, since we didn't start with you this whole time yet. You get to start this time.
Oh, God, come on, you guys. It is all the poofy white shirts. If you find other poofy white shirts, I'll allow you to add them later, buried in a closet somewhere. Add them to my collection of poofy white shirts that I adore this movie. And I recognize there's just a lot of dumb. There's a lot of misogyny. It's poorly cut. Many performances are deeply wooden, and I love this movie. It's part of my foundational memory as a child. So yeah,
we've all got movies
all
like
the
that.
Poofy White
do.
shirts, yeah.
So many of us, those movies are better movies.
Yes. Yes.
So
it's like the Three Amigos will never earn an Oscar or probably inducted into the Smithsonian or whatever.
Yeah, they will never be in the Criterion Collection.
Correct.
Right.
But God bless that movie for all time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah.
What about you, Kyle? How many Poofy White shirts?
I recognize the passion of people. I can't match that, so I'm still gonna say higher than I would expect. I'm gonna say 7, just because Fast Forward exists. So for me, like seeing the time capsule of what the Twin Cities were like in the 80s, plus those concert performances, all of them, like universally, every performance in this is great. Like, not just like they did a pretty good job. Like, it's great. And if you could just get past just jump the dialogue thing and cut it together, maybe there's a 50-minute cut where it's just all the performances. It's one of the greatest concert films of all time. So I gotta give it props for that.
Interesting.
Awesome. Where did you land, Nathan?
I'm also gonna give it a 7. So yes, it had flaws, but if you can, for me, again, being the first time, it was really all about Prince. It was really about the performances and just the fascination of Prince as an actor, I had a good time.
Glad. I think it's a 7. I think it's a 7 too, because boy, was it something to behold.
Yes.
And I could see having a really good time going to see this at a revival screening at a movie theater with just a room full of people who are all going to be going crazy
with their own puppets
singing along. Yeah. They give you a puppet. That's the gift, is they give you a puppet. And yeah, so I thought it was super fun. And even the things I didn't like about it, I like that I didn't like them. Does that make sense? I was I don't like that Prince is being such a jerk, but I like that that's the way this movie is.
It's a time capsule film. Not all the movies, even though all the movies we cover are from the 80s, not all of them are really time capsule films.
Yes.
Where you're seeing a slice of a specific moment in time from a specific person that you really feel like you're just kind of appearing into that era and witnessing it as an observer.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so fast. It's always fascinating to me, of what else was around, to the idea that in 1984, you walk up to the movie theater and there's a movie poster for Purple Rain next to a movie poster for Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Wow. At the same time, both theaters were the studios were I think we know what people want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Wow. And they were both right.
They're both right.
There's room for everyone in this world.
That's right.
Yeah. So what about, and I'm super excited to hear them, what about a deep cut recommendation? We'll start with you again, Pete. What's off the beaten path that you recommend based on people enjoying Purple Rain?
Oh my gosh. I would say, I think you guys have already mentioned a couple of them, right? Looking at Saturday Night Fever but Footloose isn't a deep cut, but it kind of has the same vibe. I'm going to say something that it's hard to imagine it's a deep cut, but there are, I think, 2 of the 4 A Star Is Born movies are worth watching, and are music movies that are actually interesting. And believe it or not,
it's a game for which one are the.
Do you want to play? Go ahead. Which one do you think? Yeah,
I would say for you, this is off your thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say the first one.
Okay.
And the Barbra Streisand one.
That's interesting. You're 1 for 2.
Okay.
and I should take it back. I was too hard on all four of them when I said two are worth watching.
Okay.
The first one is also very good, and it's pre-Hays Code, and
Yeah.
so you get people like in black and white acting like terrible people. But Barbara Streisand, Chris Christopherson is fantastic, and also Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. I mean, those two versions of the same story I think are really good. But there are, in fact, 4 versions of A Star Is Born, and 2 of the 4 are the top, and I think any one of them is a deep cut movie now. So that's where I would go.
Perfect. Excellent. I love it. Another music movie. Movie. I love it. What do you say, Kyle?
Well, since we talked about it here, I would say if you're interested in the Prince experience and stuff too, we already talked about Sign of the Times. I would say avoid the film of Graffiti Bridge, but the soundtrack is amazing.
Awesome.
Like, it is honestly for the... There must be some kind of weird scale of like the quality of music for the quality of film. It is unbelievable, like the span of that. But just the music itself has some of his best stuff, and also the stuff he made for other people. So that's where Tevin Campbell's "Round and Round" comes from, is from that album. And he's got like George Clinton. I mean, there's tons of people that he wrote songs for that performed them in that as well. So there's great Prince songs, and it's with the New Power Generation, which is the band that comes after the Revolution. And it's like I've listened. That was one of the ones that was like during my college days, heavy rotation, like over and over and over again. I love all those songs, and I still think they hold up today.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. I love
Thieves
it.
in the Temple
soundtrack.
is crazy good. That whole album. Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
I don't know that song.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
what are we even doing?
Well, I think there's a mixtape headed your way.
Okay. I'll take it. Yay. Nathan, what did you choose?
Well, mine, it's not so deep, but this movie got me into the mood to see this other movie. And it's also about behind the scenes of a band. It's also got some great killer tunes. It's also about facing your past and afraid of repeating a cycle. And it's also about facing demons and also fighting demons. In this case, literal demons. So K-pop Demon Hunters is my deep cut.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I haven't heard of that. It's so obscure.
But so good. As soon as I finished this, I just had to like load up like 2 or 3. Like, I'm a recent convert to K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm someone who doesn't have a consistent Netflix subscription, so I just watched it like 2 months ago.
Sometimes things get overhyped and stuff too, but like that one, worthy of all of the hype.
Yeah. I if anything, I avoided it because of that, and I am a full convert. So, yep.
I thought you were going to say Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, so I was
I love that, Nathan. I love that you love K-pop Demon Hunters. That's just such an enduring detail for our listeners to learn.
Hey, Krissy Lenz, co-host of the Most Excellent 80s podcast. Do you have a deep cut recommendation for us?
Well, mine's not that deep either, but I was watching this and just thinking of the music and how the music is used in the Stranger Things finale. Because they play When Doves Cry and Purple Rain at 2 very high emotional moments, and it was just so perfect and good to hear those songs in those moments. And so I was like, yay, get some Prince in there. The soundtrack for the whole thing is top notch, but the finale episode, which I saw in a movie theater, and so it was so epic when they played those songs in it, and I cried. Say what you will about the Stranger Things finale. I cried to an embarrassing degree that the children were like, "Mom, are you okay? And I was like, yes.
Moms are allowed to feel.
Yeah, moms are people too. That's the theme of this episode, right? Moms are people too.
This is our Mother's Day episode. Yes.
Yeah,
right.
I love it. So, Kyle, where can people hear your dulcet tones out in the rest of the world?
I am currently doing a podcast called Craft and Chaos. It is a show about how do you make art when it feels like the world is on fire. So we talk about all the things that keep us inspired, and it gets very, very silly. We're just about like gathering by the campfire to be like, okay, how are we getting through this? What are you writing? What are you reading? How are things going? And we try. It's advice, but it's more just about us like having a good time. So it's not, we're not here to like say these are the rules of how to make the thing. It's more just about like, hey, we're all trying to make something amazing, so come along with us and have some fun.
Great.
I love it. That sounds amazing. I can't wait to begin my listen. And that can of course be found wherever the finest podcasts are stored.
At truestory.fm.
Yeah, that's the place. And Pete, what should people listen to if they want to hear more Pete Wright?
Well, since Kyle already mentioned a show that I am on with him, I will mention a show that I am on with him, and that is the Marvel Movie Minute. We are about to begin the release of our episodes where we, the two of us plus Matthew Fox and Rob Cabasco, are covering the minutes of Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the ninth film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, 5 minutes at a time. And we are just thrilled to be able to pull ourselves together and talk about this movie after Thor: The Dark World. So, yes, Marvel Movie Minute, and you can find that also at truestory.fm. I think we even have a URL for that one, marvelmovieminute.com and craftandchaos.fun. Those are the two URLs for the shows.
Okay,
awesome,
perfect. Yeah. I love the Marvel Movie Minute. Excited for the Winter Soldier. That's Rocket's favorite of all the Marvels. Yeah. So super excited for that. Wonderful. Nathan, where can people find your filmmaking endeavors?
SquishyStudios.com is probably the easiest thing. You can check out our short films, our feature film, the last movie ever made, or you can check Amazon and Apple for last movie ever made.
Wonderful.
And
Tubi.
Awesome.
And Tubi. Yay. Tubi. And you can find me at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona, every Friday and Saturday night doing improv comedy for your delight and amusement. Or, hey, find me on True Story FM at Gank That Drank, a supernatural drinking game, which is where we watch episodes of Supernatural and make up drinking games to go along with them. And hey, if you're still here with us at the end of the pod, that's because you want more. You want more of all of us, and the way to get that is by becoming a member. Of course, you can like, rate, review, subscribe, thumbs up, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell your local music enthusiast who just can't seem to get his head on straight, and let them know about the pod. But become a member and you get every episode a week early and ad free, and you get some extra special bonus content, which is going to be really fun tonight, and we're looking forward to it. We're going to talk about our fan out blowouts and times that we've gone crazy for something and just become super, super fans. So get all that and more when you become a member at True Story FM. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, Pete and Kyle and Nathan. Thank you as well for always being here.
Sure, why not?
Thanks for always being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for always being here.
Well, I love being here. I love talking about Prince. Thank you guys so much for doing this.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, both you guys. Thank you.
Yay. And remember, when you're out there in the world, keep the most excellent 80s movies motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and party on.
Party on.